Hello and welcome to Hildegard's Subtlety Rogue macro and keybind guide. Okay, today we are talking about binds, about how to do a lot of different binds. And it's not about a lot of difficult moves, it's just about how can I do 70 binds with a rogue, how can I manage to do that, how can I organize that. It will take time and you will need to train a lot, do a lot of training in order to get really comfortable with your binds. Plan ahead, because if you don't take your time, you will probably give up once you actually need to use your binds. During this and the next video, I will give you a step-by-step guide on how to change your binds and make them more efficient. The secret is simple: training. Train your binds until you know them by heart, until you can press them without looking at the keyboard, until everything works perfectly comfortable. Last point of advice: it's of completely no use to copy binds from other players. Hands and keyboards are different and you need to find your personal way of binding. As a good German, my binds are planned using a calculation sheet. I chose LibreOffice instead of Excel as it's open source and you can download it free of charge. It might look a bit complicated, but actually it isn't. 9 columns, key stands 0 with all modifiers and stands 1 and 3 with all modifiers. With such a sheet I can easily add everything I need. In the last video we created a list of every bind that needs to be assigned. To spare you time, I created a list and added the download link in the video description. You can now simply cut and paste the binds from the text file into the sheet, and once you added all the binds you want, you have successfully organized your binds. Now let's see this in action. Here I use blind on arena target 3. This is a defensive shadow step on party member 1. And here I use subterfuge to peel the enemy casters. I do 2 cheap shots and 1 garrot. There are 2 important things to check before binding: what needs to be fast and what needs to be close. Move forward, strafe, kick, shadow step, insignia, blind, as well as the targeting macros are things that need to be really fast. Now there's a small problem. For kick, we also need focus kick. For shadow step, we need target, focus, party 1, party 2. Insignia works with 1. Blind can take 2 to 5 binds depending on it, if you want to bind arena 1 to 3 in addition to focus, blind. And of course the 6 targeting macros. You can make it easier for yourself and leave binds out. With such a sheet, however, you can easily define 70 binds. I did something very few rogues do, but it actually works very well for me. I added my strafe buttons to the mouse and strafe with my thumb. This gives me 2 more excellent keys on the keyboard. Don't worry if you don't like that, the method will work for any keybind setting. I used the program shortkeys, link is in the description, to change some keys. First I set caps lock to activate control, as it's easier for me to press that key as a modifier. Then I switched F4 and F8 as I use Alt F3 to focus arena 3. Earlier I could close WoW by accident, but not anymore. Kick and shadow step are on the mouse wheel, probably my fastest binds. Mouse wheel up to step to my target, mouse wheel down to step to my focus target and kick it if I scroll any further. Mouse wheel click to kick, and the button 4 to do the focus kick on the Naga. Alt and mouse wheel up is to step party member 1, and Alt mouse wheel down is to step party member 2. As explained before, this can be used for defensive shadow step or to catch traps. Now to the targeting macros. I chose a keyboard with the F keys being very close to the number keys, so pressing F1 to F3 is pretty comfortable. I chose F1 to F3 to target arena 1 to 3 and Alt F1 to F3 to focus arena 1 to 3. Only 2 more binds that need to be super fast: insignia and blind. I had insignia on F since classic and kept it that way. Blind, however, is a bit different. I tried many variations, but for me having arena 1 to 3 works out best. I chose to only have a pretty bad bind for the normal blind that is not on arena 1 to 3. I use Alt G for that, and pretty much the macro fires blind on my focus target if I have one, and if I don't have a focus target, it fires it on my current target. S used to be blind for me. It opens up if you don't backpedal anymore. I used it for blind since the end of Classic or early Burning Crusade, I don't know anymore. And currently have it for different macros like stab, dance, cheap shot for my target, but didn't really decide its final use yet. Okay, one of the most effective ways to learn is abusing pain. You should probably only use this method for yourself. So if I tried to backpedal back then and hit S, I would waste one of my important cooldowns with blind. This way I learned a new bind really fast. Another example of punishing binds is tap. I targeted forever with tap, but tap is unreliable and you shouldn't do it. So I set my Z search macro on tap in stance 1, and in stance 3 it will target enemies. In stance 0, however, it will simply detarget. Means I learn really fast not to tap target anymore and only use this bind while searching for stealth players. Okay, these were my really fast binds. Hope you enjoyed this part, and I hope to bring the next video soon. I probably will have to go from 3 to 4 videos in order to finish the series.